Hello, folks. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. More tonight on the FBI's outrageous and unprecedented raid on Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Still, as of this reporting, the Justice Department has failed to explain why the FBI raid was absolutely necessary. Why weren't these alleged document disputes settled in an out-of-court and out-of-raid negotiation? Why not continue the cooperation between President Trump and the National Archives that had yielded good results and where the discussions were continuing? Why the raid now? Why the raid at all? Why risk the national political firestorm? Ironically, given the Democratic Party's strategy of doing everything possible to prevent Mr. Trump from running again for president, doesn't this outrageous FBI raid virtually guarantee that Mr. Trump will, in fact, run again for president? Anyhow, surely the vast majority of folks believe this to be an over-the-edge, off-the-cliff usurpation of power play by the Merrick Garland Justice Department, and it's going to backfire on the Biden Democrats big time. I might be wrong here, but I don't think so. Time will tell. Former federal prosecutor Andrew McCarthy, who will be here in a few moments, he believes that the Trump raid is not really about classified documents or the National Archives, but is really about the Biden administration attempts to tying President Trump to the January 6th Capitol riot with some sort of conspiracy or seditious, treasonous charge that would disqualify him from running again. There are rumors that Merrick Garland has already impaneled a grand jury in order to indict Trump. Surely there were very few classified national security documents in Melania Trump's wardrobe. President Trump himself has worried out loud that the FBI would plant evidence in the course of their search. There's no evidence of that yet, but then again, we don't have any evidence of anything the FBI did or why they did it. Just saying. And apart from all these hypotheticals, I want to repeat what I said last night. In recent weeks, former President Trump has made two significant and highly substantive policy speeches, creating a predicate agenda for the Republican Party's victory in the November elections. Tough on crime, backing cops, ending critical race theory in the schools, closing the border, conquering inflation, restoring energy independence, a strong military, and a truly America First foreign policy. The far-left Biden Democrats have overturned Trump economic policies that gave Americans the most prosperous economy in many generations. Mr. Trump is pledging to restore the tax cuts and the deregulation and the fossil fuel industry and rewarding success and a free economy. Democrats don't like this because it hits home hard, slamming their big government socialist agenda, which has failed so badly. Now, I know inflation came in cooler in today's July report, but the fact is, high inflation is going to be a problem for a long time. I know the July jobs report last Friday beat expectations, but the reality is GDP declined in the first half of this year alongside an 8 to 10% inflation rate. Real wages continue to fall, and I am glad that gas prices have eased back to $4 a gallon. But they were barely $2 when Mr. Trump left office, while the economy was growing at nearly 6% and the inflation was under 2%. That is why Mr. Trump's substantive policy agenda attack on the radical Democrats is hitting home. This is what the GOP leaders in the House and Senate should be doing much more of. In other words, former President Trump was trying to add some policy leadership to the cavalry. And in my view, Mr. Trump is spot on.